Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question that could change your life forever. What if the key to massive wealth, the kind that builds legacies, creates freedom and shatters limitations, was not out there in the world but already locked inside your mind? Would you dare to reach for it? Would you turn the key? Because the truth is, you've been taught wrong. We've been told that wealth belongs to the lucky, that it's inherited, that it's random, that it happens to others but not to us, that it's a mystery wrapped in privilege and hidden behind walls we'll never climb. But that's a lie, a dangerous lie. And today, right here, right now, we burn that lie to the ground. Wealth is not an accident, it is not a gift, it is a decision. It is a mindset, a fire you build in your belly. It is a clear, intentional, uncompromising stance you take with life that says, I was not born to struggle, I was born to command, I was born to expand. Wealth begins not in your wallet, not in your career, not in your environment. It begins in the silent corridors of your own thinking, in the thoughts you think, in the beliefs you repeat, in the identity you choose to embody every single day. Before you ever touch money, you must touch the source. Before you hold wealth in your hand, you must build it in your mind. So I'm going to tell you something that no school, no job, no parent may have ever said to you before. You have the power to attract money, and not just some, but all that you desire. But first, you have to stop thinking like someone who's trying to survive, and start thinking like someone who's already wealthy. Because that, my friend, is where it all begins. Part 2, the wealth mindset. The ultimate key. If you want to attract wealth, you need to understand one simple but life-altering truth. Money flows to identity, not effort. That's right. You don't attract money by trying harder. You don't attract wealth by working more hours, grinding yourself into dust, or praying that one day the world will notice you. You attract wealth when you become the kind of person that money is drawn to. And that kind of person thinks differently. They think like someone who's already arrived. They don't hope to be wealthy someday. They live as if it's already real right now, because in their mind, it is. Mindset is the foundation of everything. Let's be clear. The rich don't think the same way the poor do. It's not arrogance, it's architecture. They're building their lives on a different blueprint. Where the average mind sees problems, the wealthy mind sees potential. Where most people say, I can't afford that, the wealthy ask, how can I afford that? One shuts down the brain, the other activates it. One buries dreams, the other gives them oxygen. The difference between wealth and struggle is not in your job title, not in your upbringing, not even in your current bank balance. It's in the way you think about yourself, your value, your power, your future. Your thoughts are building your reality brick by brick. Your thoughts are not random, they are not background noise, they are creative forces, each one laying down a brick in the architecture of your life. What you consistently think about, you move toward. What you emotionally dwell on, you begin to embody. And what you embody, you attract. If your inner dialogue is full of lack, guess what? You will unconsciously repel abundance. But if you begin to speak, feel and walk in the certainty of wealth, the world cannot help but rearrange itself to match your frequency. Because your thoughts are a frequency, and money responds to clarity. Scarcity is a mental disease. Let me be blunt. Scarcity is not holy. It's not noble. It's not a virtue. It's a virus, planted in your mind by society, by fear, by tradition, and it has to be rooted out. Because, as long as you believe that just enough is acceptable, as long as you carry guilt around having more than others, as long as you fear being judged for thinking big, you will sabotage your own growth. Wealth is not selfish. Wealth is service at scale. You can't pour into others from an empty cup. You can't make a global difference if you're drowning in personal survival. You are not here to scrape by. You are here to rise so you can lift. Program your mind for abundance. So how do you make the shift? You reprogram your mind deliberately, consistently, daily. Here's how. 1. Affirm it. Every day speak wealth over your life. Say it out loud. Say it until it rewires your brain. Money flows to me easily and constantly. I am worthy of wealth. Abundance is my natural state. 2. Guard it. Stop hanging around poverty-minded conversations. Protect your energy like it's currency, because it is. Cut off negativity, lack-based thinking, and excuses. Cold. 3. Fuel it. Feed your mind with books, videos, mentors who think 10x bigger. Your mind becomes what you repeatedly expose it to. Choose wisely. 4. Act it. Don't wait to feel rich to act rich. Begin showing up with excellence, generosity, and confidence now. Wealthy action attracts wealthy results. Think like it's already yours. You must begin to see yourself as wealthy before the money arrives. You must become the kind of person who expects success, who walks into the room knowing they belong, who makes decisions not based on fear but on vision. Because when your inner identity aligns with abundance, your outer world follows. It has no choice. That's not motivation. That's a law. Speak this out loud. I am no longer available for lack. I am no longer available for hesitation. I am no longer available for playing small. I am a magnet for wealth. I am a builder of empires. I am already rich, in thought, in spirit, in being. Say that like you mean it. Say it until it becomes true. Transition. What happens when you decide? You see, once your mindset shifts, everything else begins to move. Opportunities start appearing. People start paying attention. Doors that were once locked start creaking open. But the fuel that drives mindset into motion, the spark that turns belief into momentum, is something even more powerful. It's the moment you make a decision, not a wish, not a hope, a real, unshakable, no-turning-back decision. And that's what we're diving into next, because the moment you decide, the game changes. Part 3. Decision, the turning point of wealth. There is a moment in every success story where everything changes. It's not when the money hits. It's not when the world applauds. It's not when the opportunity finally arrives. No, it's when the person makes a decision. Not a maybe, not a let's see how it goes, not a hopefully someday. I'm talking about a real, no turning back, I will not be denied kind of decision. The kind of decision that splits your life into 2 timelines, before this moment and after. Decision is the switch that flips the flow. You want to know why most people never build wealth? It's not because they're lazy, it's not because they're stupid, it's not because they lack potential, it's because they never truly decide. They dip their toe in the water of greatness, but they never jump. They want to be rich, but they haven't decided to be. Wanting is passive. Deciding is powerful. Wanting says, if everything lines up, I'll go for it. Deciding says, I'm going no matter what. I'll make things line up. That's the difference between wishful thinking and world-shaping energy. A decisive mind attracts everything. When you make a real decision, your energy shifts, your language changes, your presence becomes undeniable. You speak with conviction, you move with clarity, you radiate certainty. And guess what? Money notices. Opportunities feel it, people are drawn to it. Because money serves a decisive mind. It flows toward people who know what they want, why they want it, and refuse to be shaken by setbacks or slow results. Indecision is expensive, but clarity is magnetic. How do you decide? You decide that you are done tolerating mediocrity, done waiting, done making excuses. You decide that you are worthy of wealth. You decide that fear doesn't get a vote anymore. You decide that you will take action before you're ready, before you're certain, before it's perfect. Most people are waiting for a guarantee. Let me save you the wait. The guarantee comes after the decision, never before. Make the leap, commit, then watch the net appear beneath your feet. Life will test your decision. Now listen closely. The moment you decide, life will test you, not because it wants you to fail, but because it wants to see if you really mean it. You'll face setbacks, delays, disappointments. That's part of the process. It's not punishment, it's preparation. It's not the universe rejecting you, it's building the version of you who can handle what you asked for. And if you don't waver, if you hold the line, if you declare I will have it no matter what, then you become unstoppable. Let me be clear. You don't need permission to be wealthy. You don't need the economy to fix itself. You don't need approval from your past, your peers, or your parents. All you need is a moment. This moment where you rise up and declare, enough. I decide to live in abundance. I decide to become a wealth magnet. I decide to take full command of my future. And when that decision becomes non-negotiable in your soul, everything in your outer world will start to shift. Real decision, real identity. When you decide with full clarity, you start thinking differently. You stop looking for permission and start looking for power. You stop asking, what if it doesn't work, and start saying it will work because I will make it work. You're no longer hoping to succeed. You're expecting to. You're no longer chasing. You're attracting, because who you've become is already aligned with wealth. You become the signal, and wealth becomes the echo. Transition from decision to manifestation. But now, here's the part that most people miss. A decision without emotion is dry. A decision without vision is blind. A decision without feeling is forgettable. So what brings that decision to life? Visualization, emotion, energy. Because when you see it clearly and you feel it deeply, your mind cannot tell the difference between what's imagined and what's real. And when your subconscious mind believes it's already yours, the world has no choice but to follow suit. So now that you've made your decision, it's time to build the vision, to feel the money in your hands before it shows up in your account, to see the wealth before you receive the wealth. Part 4. Visualization and Emotion, the secret to manifestation. Now that you've made the decision, it's time to bring that decision to life, to breathe energy into it, to make it real before it ever shows up in the physical world. And here's how you do that. You visualize it, and you emotionalize it. You see it, you feel it, and you become it, long before the world believes it's possible. The power of vision. Let me ask you something. Can you see your future with clarity? Can you walk through the house you want to live in? Can you feel the leather of the car you want to drive? Can you hear the sound of the ocean outside your dream home? Can you see your name on the check before you've even earned it? Because if you can't see it, you can't claim it. The mind works in pictures, not paragraphs. And wealth responds to the clarity of your inner movie. That's why the greatest athletes, the biggest CEOs, the top performers in the world, they don't just work hard, they visualize harder. Emotion makes it real. But listen closely. Visualization alone is not enough. You can't just create a lifeless mental slideshow. You must inject it with emotion. You must feel the joy, the power, the freedom. Because emotion is the glue that locks vision into your subconscious. When you combine mental clarity with emotional intensity, your mind goes, this is real, let's go get it. The subconscious doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and reality. It simply responds to the input. So when you visualize wealth with emotion, you begin programming your mind to take the exact actions, make the exact decisions, and attract the exact circumstances that create wealth. Your mind is a GPS. Think of it like a GPS. You can't just say, I want success, and expect the universe to know where to send you. You've got to type in a destination, a clear image, a feeling of where you're going. That becomes your mental address. And your subconscious will begin to navigate you there, finding routes you never saw before, guiding you toward the right people, the right opportunities, the right timing. Make it a daily discipline. This isn't something you do once. You don't visualize for 10 minutes and then forget for 10 years. You make it a daily practice. You wake up and see yourself already there. You go to sleep and feel the gratitude as if it's already done. Because repetition creates belief, and belief fuels momentum. Spend time every day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you can, stepping into the life you've decided to live. Not the life you have now, the one you're building with your thoughts. Don't just see it, speak it. Say it out loud with fire. I am already wealthy. I walk in abundance. Money flows to me because I am aligned with it. Speak it until your body believes it. Speak it until your posture changes. Speak it until your cells vibrate at a new frequency. Because your voice carries creative power. It doesn't just describe your reality, it helps create it. Shift your identity. The more you see and feel your wealth, the more your identity shifts. You stop saying, I want to be rich. You start saying, this is who I am now. And when your identity shifts, your habits follow. Your decisions sharpen, your energy strengthens. That's why visualization isn't some feel-good gimmick. It's a psychological weapon. You are feeding your subconscious with a future it now feels obligated to create. Obstacles can't survive focused vision. Let's be real, challenges will come, delays will come. But when you've seen the outcome 1,000 times in your mind, when you've already felt the joy of arrival, when you've rehearsed your triumph like a champion preparing for game day, no obstacle can hold you down for long. You'll rise with more certainty than ever. Because in your world, it's already done. Recap: how to manifest wealth through visualization. 1. Create a vivid, specific mental picture of the life you desire. 2. Feel the emotions as if it's already yours. 3. Repeat daily, morning, night, and any time you need to refocus. 4. Speak it out loud. Declare your new reality. 5. Live from it. Let it guide your decisions, your posture, your energy. Transition. Discipline is the gatekeeper. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You can visualize all day long. You can feel all the emotion you want. You can speak the vision until your throat is dry. But if your mind isn't disciplined, if you don't take control of your thoughts, then all of it will be washed away the moment fear knocks on your door, because your mind is the gatekeeper, and without discipline it lets the wrong thoughts in. Doubt, scarcity, excuses, distraction. So if you want to lock in your wealth mindset, you've got to master the one thing that separates the elite from the average: mental discipline. And that is where we go next. Part 5. Discipline of mind, the power that protects wealth. You've visualized your future. You've made the decision. You've spoken abundance over your life. You've lit the fire. Now it's time to protect it. Because here's the raw truth. A mind left undisciplined is the fastest way to sabotage success. It doesn't matter how strong your vision is. If your thoughts aren't guarded, you'll open the gates to fear, distraction, and doubt. And those three, they will eat your dreams alive. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day, from the moment you wake up, your mind is under siege. Social media, the news, other people's opinions, your old programming, your past failures, your future fears. They come knocking. They want in. And if you don't stand guard, if you don't discipline your thoughts, they will take over. You'll start thinking small again. You'll start settling again. You'll start doubting the very thing you decided just days ago. The mind is a battlefield, and you are either the commander of your thoughts or a prisoner of your circumstances. Thoughts create, thoughts destroy. Let's get this straight. Your thoughts are not harmless. They're building your future, or they're burning it down. Every single thought is a seed, a blueprint, a vote for the person you're becoming. When you allow thoughts like, "I'm not ready. What if I fail? I don't know how. I don't have what it takes," you're casting votes for your own limitation. You're actively constructing barriers around your potential. But when you choose thoughts like, "I'm built for this. I learn fast. Every step I take brings me closer. I always find a way." Now you're casting votes for abundance, for progress, for power. Your mind is not a storage unit. It's a construction site. What you build there becomes your life. Discipline equals mental strength. So what is mental discipline? It's not suppression. It's selection. It's the ability to catch a thought, evaluate it, and ask, does this thought serve my future? If not, replace it immediately. Discipline is the practice of not believing everything you think. It's the art of directing your focus like a laser beam. When the world throws negativity at you, discipline says, not today. When your past tries to define your worth, discipline says, that's not who I am anymore. When fear whispers, play it safe, discipline roars back, we go forward anyway. Train your mind like a muscle. You don't develop a disciplined mind by accident. You train for it. Just like you train your body in the gym, you train your thoughts every single day. Start the morning with powerful input. No scrolling, no news, no nonsense. Feed your mind greatness. Journal your intentions. Get your vision out of your head and onto paper. Use affirmations, not cheesy ones, but strong ones that match who you're becoming. Monitor your self-talk. If it doesn't sound like your highest self, shut it down. Replace negative thoughts immediately, not with fluff, but with truth. This isn't hype. This is neural rewiring. This is spiritual architecture. The world mirrors your inner state. Your outer world is just a reflection of your inner world. If your mind is scattered, your life will be. If your thoughts are chaotic, so will your results. But when your mind is ordered, when it's focused, when it's locked in on purpose, on power, on possibility, life begins to match that energy. People treat you differently. Money responds differently. Opportunities show up not by accident, but by alignment. Discipline your thoughts, and you command your reality. You become what you refuse to give up. Let's be real. Discipline doesn't mean you never feel fear. It means fear doesn't make your decisions anymore. Discipline doesn't mean you don't get tired. It means you don't quit when you do. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's not loud. It's the silent commitment you make when no one's watching. It's the way you show up for your future self, when it would be easier to fall back into comfort. Discipline is the bridge between vision and manifestation, between desire and delivery, between potential and power. Recap: how to build a disciplined wealth mindset. 1. Guard your thoughts. Treat your mind like a sacred space. 2. Challenge your inner voice. Don't accept every thought as truth. Replace fast, interrupt fear, and replace it with faith-based action. 4. Rehearse your identity daily, through affirmations, routines, rituals. 5. Commit to consistency. Discipline is boring before it becomes unstoppable. Transition. Now you're ready to finish this. You've built the mindset, you've made the decision, you've cast the vision, you've protected it with discipline, and now there's only one thing left to do. Step fully into it, claim it, walk like it's already yours, because it is. Now we move into the final chapter, where we bring it all together and activate your destiny. It's time to become the living proof that wealth doesn't belong to the lucky, it belongs to the decided. Part sauce. The grand finale, walk in wealth, live decided. You've come this far. You've broken through old beliefs. You've chosen to think differently. You've made the decision. You've built the vision. You've trained your mind. You've armed yourself with focus, clarity, and purpose. Now there's only one thing left to do. Walk like it's already yours. Move like wealth has no choice but to follow. Live like the decision has already been made and the outcome is inevitable. Because it is. Wealth belongs to the decided. Let's be absolutely clear. Wealth does not belong to the lucky. It does not belong to the connected. It does not belong to those who wait for the right time. It belongs to the ones who decide. The ones who look at the world and say, I will not shrink to fit into a smaller version of myself. I will not apologize for wanting more. I will no longer ask for permission to succeed, because success doesn't need permission. Wealth doesn't ask you if you're ready. It asks you if you've decided, if you've committed, if you've burned the boats, if you've killed off every exit strategy that doesn't lead to your destiny. Stop asking. Start commanding. This is where you stop asking for money. Stop begging for opportunity. Stop hoping that success will notice you. You don't ask for what you already own. You walk into rooms like you belong there. You speak as if the outcome is already written. You act as if the universe is conspiring in your favor, because it is. From this moment on, you no longer try to be rich. You no longer wish for abundance. You are wealth. You are abundance. You are success in human form. Let that identity sink in the energy of wealth. How do wealthy people think? They think in opportunity, not in obstacles. They make decisions fast and powerfully. They expect results. They invest in themselves. They know they are the source, not the seeker of abundance. And you're no different. You've already stepped into that identity. Now your job is to embody it every damn day. Let your energy speak before your words do. Let your actions reflect your certainty. Let your presence declare, I am not here to try, I am here to take. Success responds to the unapologetic. The universe doesn't respond to people who hesitate. It responds to people who move with clarity, with courage, and with conviction. So stop dimming your light to keep others comfortable. Stop doubting your power just because the old version of you is afraid. You're not that person anymore. You are not your past. You are not your fears. You are not your bank balance. You are not your setbacks. You are who you decide to be. And right now, you've decided that wealth is not a hope. It's a guarantee backed by aligned action. Say this with me. I am no longer waiting. I am no longer hiding. I am no longer negotiating with doubt. I walk in wealth. I live in abundance. I create money through clarity, purpose, and power. I am the source. I am the signal. And I will never apologize for claiming what is already mine. Let those words echo in your bones. Let them shape the way you carry yourself today, tomorrow, and for the rest of your life. And let me leave you with this. The world does not benefit from you playing small. It does not benefit from you living in lack, silencing your voice, or waiting for permission to rise. The world changes when powerful people like you decide to step fully into their abundance. Use their wealth to build, to serve, to heal, to liberate. You being rich is not selfish, it is strategic, because with wealth you are more powerful to give, build, lead, and change everything. Final command, live decided. So I leave you with one final command, live decided. Not hopeful, not maybe, not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Live decided. Walk like it, speak like it, act like it. Let the world feel the fire of a mind that has decided. Let wealth chase you down because you've become the magnet. And when doubt tries to creep in, you don't flinch, you don't shrink. You simply say, I decided, and I don't change my mind. Now go. Be the force that wealth cannot resist. Be the fire that lights up every room. Be the proof that decision creates destiny. Your life of abundance begins now. Let the world watch as you rise.